Alright guys, Brian from the Woods Online, RVing Illustrated, and the Thor Motorhome Owners Group. So no matter what platform or what YouTube channel you may be seeing this on, this is going to be all the same thing. And today what we're going to talk about is Harvest Host. It's basically where you get to stay at some wineries, breweries, farms. They even got golf courses if you choose that plan. You basically you pay for the membership. They put you into this system. They tell you where you can go stay, and you basically you just contact the location and make your plans and go stay there. But anyway, I just want to talk about it a little bit today, and we are members of it. Just to let you know, we have used it only once. We haven't done a lot of traveling as it is, so it's not that because Harvest Host is a bad thing or it's not a it's not worth it or anything. We definitely enjoyed the one time use that we did use it. Just to be honest with you, I don't think we really traveled but locally since that time a couple years ago that we used it. But we are currently members of it, and matter of fact, we're currently members of the regular plan plus the golf, the bigger plan that they have. But anyway, just want to talk a little bit about it. So basically, you get the RV camping at over 1,000 wineries, breweries, and farms and more, and that number actually goes up. I think it's over 1,300, and we'll talk about that here in a minute when you add the golf plan to it. Anyway, to do it, you basically have to have a self-contained RV. You can't stay in a tent or anything, and when you go to the place, you're not paying anything. They do ask you to, if it's a winery, to buy something from them to show your appreciation. But anyway, this is the main page here. This is what's going to come, or what's going to look like when you come to it. And you can just scroll through it here. I'll just show you quickly some things. Here's a map. This does not show the golf on there. These are just the winery, breweries, distilleries, farms, museums, and attractions. And I was actually just looking at this morning because I didn't realize they had an app, and I downloaded the app on my iPhone and started looking at it and found out that there was a couple places that are nearby that I didn't know about before, and they must have come on since we've looked at the map lately. So anyway, we're definitely going to check these places out more, especially since the membership's already paid for. And the regular membership's the cost of a staying for a couple nights at an RV park. The average price, if you're staying at high dollar resorts, then it's cheaper. But anyway, there's some pictures there showing you what your view could be like. There's a video right there on YouTube from the Winds, or Gone with the Winds. They have a catamaran sailboat for the last couple of years that they've been sailing on, but they did travel the United States in a Class A motorhome. So that's a little bit older video, but it still stands. The membership price right here, you'll see, we'll get into this a little bit more here. It's a $79 membership. It pays for, like I said, it pays for itself just in one night. Depends on where you're going. If you go to a place at the beach or one of those luxury resorts, you're definitely going to pay more than that. There's some reviews that you can look at. They talk about different things. Experience memorable visits to historical museums, aerospace and automobile museums, botanical gardens, distilleries, cideries, never heard of that word, and other exciting attractions while enjoying convenient and free overnight stays. Meet wonderful, interesting people from across the continent and around the world. Find lasting friendships with like-minded individuals, both other members and hosts alike. If you own a place, you become a host. You can also recommend hosts on here. So if you know some place that has or that would be a good host, harvest host. You can gift a membership, become a host. Different. They got discounts. So let's go to the code of conduct. Excuse me. The members appreciate that the invitation to visit overnight is a special opportunity and will behave respectfully. Please remember that the hosts are not campgrounds and respect their work and privacy. So they have about 17, I'm not going to call them rules. It's kind of a code of conduct that, they'd ask people to abide by. All RVs must be self-contained. That's kind of self-explanatory. Make sure you call ahead to arrange your visit. These places don't have, just a bunch of places for you to park. Some of them have one, some of them may have 8, and they may only fit a certain size. So it's something you can look at. I know on the app and on the website you can look that up and you can see that information, but you need to call ahead and make sure, one, that they're open, that they're accepting, especially during these times with the virus. They, for some reason, they may be closed or not accepting people to stay like that. So definitely call ahead, and if your plans change, let them know so they can accommodate somebody else. Make sure you arrive only during business hours, unless you have it set up with the host that they say it's okay to arrive after hours and that they tell you where to park. When calling, tell the host what size vehicle you're driving, because that is going to make a difference of if they can accommodate you and where they will put you at. When you get there, introduce yourself and show the host your membership card. They will allow only current members of Harvest Host to park overnight on their property. That's something that, for being part of the system, that is something that they're supposed to do. So make sure you do that. Please make a purchase. Even though you're staying there free, it's just a thank you for your overnight stay. And the one place we stayed at was a winery. It was in Ohio, and we got there probably an hour before they closed, but we did manage to make it inside to do some wine tastings. And they had other foods. They had cheese, they had like beef sticks, Amish made beef sticks. We purchased some stuff, and it was really nice. Do not stay longer than 24 hours unless your host says it's okay. Make sure you get that permission from your host. Park only in the areas indicated. And be aware that may not always be 100% level. So please keep a low profile. It says, remember that sites are not campgrounds and take care to not disturb host neighbors. Be sure to stop any noise, music, and generators by 10 p.m. And that's just to, be a good neighbor there. Make sure you don't bring out the grills, though. Do indoor cooking only. Do not light any propane grills or light fires of any kind outside your RV. Just, it's a place just for you to park, and a quiet place, safe place. So, do not use jacks without jack pads on asphalt. So if you're parking on some asphalt, you're going to use your jack stands or your jacks. Make sure that you're putting those pads out so you don't damage their asphalt. Remember, these sites can be worked in vineyards, farms, and historical properties. Please make sure you use care and supervise children and pets at all times, and refrain from exploring closed or restricted areas. So, ask before using your generator, and make sure you don't use it, during normal quiet hours, which is usually 10 p.m. to 8 a.m. That's a good reference. That way you're not disturbing others. Take all trash with you. Make sure you do not leave any trash. You might want to check. They may have a trash receptacle for you to put your trash in. I would always ask before doing it. It's just a polite thing to do. When you're departing, make sure you thank your host for your visit. It may be something where you just leave one of the Harvest Host thank you tags or hang tags that you can print off with your membership kit. You can just get like a rubber band or whatever like that and loop it through it and hang it on their door handle. Just telling them thank you. Or you can do it in person, or you can do it in person than maybe the evening before. Maybe you're going to leave earlier before they arrive or that they open. So be aware of local alcohol regulations. Local regulations may prohibit off-premises alcohol outside of your RV, so make sure you check with that. And especially if you're at a winery and brewery, you're probably going to be okay, but you still might want to check, what you think is common sense may not always be common sense based on the local ordinances. And members acknowledge that they are insured pursuant to state or provincial laws and agree to take responsibility for their actions and any resulting consequences. Proof of such insurance must be carried in the vehicle. The host locations have no responsibility for damage or theft to your RV, tow car, or personal property, or for injury to you, your family, or guests. Basically, you're responsible for yourself and for your property and people with you. So make sure you do that. Anyway, there's a bunch of legal stuff. I'm not going to read over the whole thing. You can read that. This is all under the code of conduct. Location gallery. Here's just some pictures that people have taken of them staying, where they've stayed at. And you can see there's beautiful places. Here's one, it looks like an air park or a museum. Newmar Dutch Air Museum, some air museum. Just a bunch of beautiful places, farms and wineries there. Beautiful, looks like lavender type fields or something. Yep, lavender field. Nice rigs too. It's fun to look at all the different types of rigs. And you got a little scamp here or casita. Bunch of Airstreams. Airstreams seem to be the thing. There's the Harvest Host. These are the people that run it. So that is their rig, and you can see that there's a bunch of their fifth wheel pictures in here. But anyway, bunch of pictures, and it just keeps on going. So and I think they would like your pictures too. So there's probably a way. I didn't notice up here. But anyway, you can submit your photos to them. Frequently asked questions. So we'll go down here and just go through some of them. What are the member benefits? It's an online program. You have an online directory of hosts, membership dashboard, which is pretty cool. You can download your membership card and vehicle badge. You can upload review photos. There you go, about submitting your photos for the hosts you visit on your travel adventures. Interactive host map, which is pretty cool. You have the app for your mobile device, which is something I just downloaded today, which is really cool. I like that. You get a monthly newsletter, which matter of fact, I just got one on it here in the last couple of days. And customer service department dedicated to helping you. What type of vehicles are allowed? All classes of RVs are allowed, whether it's A, B, C motorhome, fifth wheel, travel trailers, toy haulers, camper van, truck campers. Towed vehicles are also acceptable. So if you're towing something, you can bring those. But that everything must be fully self-contained. You must have an interior toilet and built-in holding tanks for wastewater. Porta potties are acceptable but must be dumped off-site at an appropriate facility. The dumping of any gray water on host properties is prohibited. You must have interior cooking facilities, and no tents of any kind are allowed. And also not allowed are campers with tent pop-outs, minivans, sleeping in cars, or trucks. So their vehicle size restrictions, they say approximately 80% can accept vehicles of any length, but you can also filter sizes by 29 foot, 44 foot, and more than 45 foot. Do they offer electricity, water, and sewer hookups? Like I said, they do not provide the services that you find at campgrounds. Says that, however, a small number of hosts do offer electricity or water. So you may get lucky. You may find a place that does offer that. Can you use a generator? Yes, you can use a generator, but make sure you're doing it sparingly and within those quiet hours. Or don't use it during the quiet hours. Use it during the day. Are they open all year? Most are open all year. But then, of course, you're going to have some that are seasonal. So make sure that you check with the host. And I'm not reading everything verbatim here. I kind of know what it's saying. But anyway, I would read everything so you get an idea. Can you arrive unannounced? It says you must call ahead. It says please call the number listed on the host information page and ask for the contact listed to ensure you speak to the correct person. Do not arrive without calling first. And they want you to make sure you talk to the correct person. So, because, if you they have 20 people there and you talk to 20 different people, there's, things can get confusing. They're not a campground. doing that. They have a person that's usually assigned to handle this type of thing. So now, if that person's not there, you may have to speak to somebody else. But that's fine. You can do that, but always ask for that person that's the contact person. And it says, by calling ahead, you can ensure that the host is open and can accommodate you, can tell if there's a special entrance, and can be specific about where you should park when you arrive. Now, the one time that we did stay at a winery, I called ahead and they told me just to go ahead and come. And there was actually 2 different locations for this winery. There was the like on top of the hill where the winery, the actual vineyard was at. That was like a big building, like a big barn type building, but it was mainly where they had events like weddings and everything. And when we first got there, that was the signs, and we followed the signs up there, and come to find out that was the wrong place. We had to go back down the hill and back down the road a little bit to where the actual store is located at, and the parking was near there. So, can you arrive after business hours? You must arrive during business hours unless the host says otherwise. So make sure that you do call ahead and you find out those answers. And once again, don't show up unannounced. Make sure that you call and that they're aware that you're coming and what time you'll be there. And if you're going to be late, call the host and see if it's going to be okay. And they may have special instructions for you. How far ahead should you call the host? It says if you plan out your trip and stick to an itinerary, I recommend calling the host and asking if you can set a date to visit no more than 2 weeks in advance. They don't, it says they're not campgrounds. They do not have a reservation system, or unable to reserve dates months in advance. So yeah, don't, if you got a trip next spring, don't, in the summer, don't call them and say, hey, I want to plan this trip. This is kind of a more of a on the whim type thing, but it's not a on the whim where you're going to just pull up anytime. You do want to call a little bit ahead, but try to keep it within under 2 weeks. That way they can kind of keep track of it somewhat. How long can you stay? It's usually a maximum of 24 hours, but hosts can and will let you stay later or longer if they have the time and they can accommodate you. But just make sure you ask and you have that understanding with them. Must you buy something? They ask to please make a purchase. This is their only compensation for allowing you to park overnight. They do not get paid for this, so their generosity is allowing you to stay. It's only nice to pay them back somewhat. The money that you're paying the Harvest Host is for the supply of places who are doing this. So anyway, excuse me. If you see anything yourself, please consider purchasing a gift for a loved one or a friend. Buy produce from the farm, wine from the winery, or tickets to the museum. And if you're just because you don't drink or you don't drink wine doesn't mean you can't stay at a winery. It doesn't mean that you can't buy something from the winery. They sell a bunch of different stuff, food, snacks, all that kind of stuff. And you may know somebody that likes wine, and you may just purchase somebody a bottle of wine as a gift to give later. So. And of course, farms. Everybody's pretty much is going to buy his produce, so you can't get any better produce than buying it directly from a farm. I can tell you that much. How much should you spend? It says, when considering how much to spend on a host, please consider the amount of money you save. They suggest spending a minimum of $20 to support your host, and I will tell you, we spent a lot more than that when we were at the winery. But there's no written rules of how much you have to spend or that you should spend, but it's just a nice thing to do. You want to be a good patron and reward them for their generosity. Are pets allowed? Nearly most of them do allow a pet on, but make sure your pet is on a leash. Respect that you're on private property. Do not allow your pets to run free, especially if you're on a farm, because farms have working animals, and they get some dogs or whatever can scare the working animals. You don't want to cause that undue stress on their animals. And of course, be a responsible pet owner and definitely clean up after them. That goes anywhere. I can't believe people don't do that. If I don't drink, can I still say a winery? Absolutely. like I said right here, most wineries and breweries have food items, local products, and gift shops with lots of interesting items available for purchase. So there's a lot of things that you can buy. So give it a try. They will be traveling with a friend in a second vehicle. Do they need to become a member of Harvest Host? Each RV vehicle will need a Harvest Host membership to stay overnight. So basically, if they're staying with you in your RV, but they're coming in another vehicle, I would say it would probably be okay. But I would let the host know that, hey, we have a separate vehicle that's traveling. Is that okay? And they are staying in the RV, but they're not staying in the car. I'm on the road or leaving soon. How do I get membership card? You can print it right there off your membership dashboard, or save it. You can save it on the website or saved as a PDF in an email to yourself. You can also take a picture, a screenshot of the membership card on your mobile device. I'm trying to remember. I don't know if I got a membership card ever mailed to me. I don't have one that I know of. I know that we printed up one before, but so it kind of makes it a little bit easier. Can you volunteer? Yep, you can volunteer. Most of the hosts are small operations and often welcome extra help. If you're interested, ask when calling. That may be something too that if you're wanting to stay for a longer period of time, you might want to volunteer to help pay back some of that. So, what are the parking areas like? They range. It could be concrete, asphalt, gravel, dirt, grass, whatever. And if you get into grass and dirt, and it's raining, you might want to pay attention to that. You might want to check with the host if there's going to be some weather like that to see what's going to be the availability of you getting out. If it does rain, if the weather's going to look like that. Can you use leveling devices? We mentioned that before, yes, but make sure you're using jack pads when you're ever on asphalt because they can cause damage. How do hosts benefit from the program? They're sharing their properties and introduce you to their way of life and the products they produce. They hope that you will appreciate what they have created and will make a purchase either for yourself or as a gift for a friend. You purchase supports their American dream. In addition, hosts get to meet pretty amazing people from all over the world. It's just like anything. If you ever gone to a winery, just not as a Harvest host or in your RV, but if you've gone and you say, hey, I like this wine, you usually purchase that wine, whether if you go directly to them or if you find it in the store. So it's a good way to to try new things, and you may find something new that you like. And let's go to the plans real quick here. I'm getting a little bit long on this, but anyway, you can pick a plan. They offer 2 exciting membership plans which provide unlimited overnight experiences at unique locations across North America. Program features: you get unlimited overnight stays or free overnight stays, 100% money back guarantee. And I was going to mention that they do have a 3-month 100% no questions asked refund. So you can see that on their website right here. Matter of fact, it's down here at the bottom. 3-month 100% satisfaction guarantee. See full details here. You click on that link, little link, and it says no questions asked basically. But go and read it. So I don't want to steer you wrong or anything, and don't blame me for something that you thought I said, but make sure you confirm everything. Anyway, there's 466 wineries listed right now, 118 breweries and distilleries, 296 farms, 207 museums and other attractions. One of the attractions I saw, that there's an escape room up the road. I did not know that this escape room was even there, but apparently you can park there in the parking lot. 359 golf courses and country clubs, and whether you play golf or not, I would check. I was just clicking on one of the golf ones, and most of them were people that do play golf, and they say how they play golf the next day or something, and one place had a couple of negative reviews because it said that they were told that they have to purchase a tee time. So that kind of goes against what the Harvest Host thing is, and if you see that, you might want to mention that to Harvest Host. And I think I might go ahead and let Harvest Host know about those reviews. I don't know if they've seen that or if they overlooked it, or if maybe they've corrected that, but the reviews have not been changed or removed or whatever, or anything said to say, But anyway, so the classic, the Harvest Host Classic, which does not include the golf, is $79 a year. And to include the golf, you go from over 1,000 locations for the Classic to over 1,400. I said 1,300 before, I think. But it's over 1,400 locations when you include the golf. And that's $119 a year. So you can join those. And like it tells you down here, typically pay for in the cost of 2 nights of a campground or 3 nights of a campground. So that's based on about $35 a year, or $35 to $40 a night. So it's a pretty good deal, and especially if you travel here and about. Now, if you're going, if you're looking for a place to stay for a week or a month at a time, this is not going to be it. But if you're one of those that likes to travel, you end up staying in a Walmart or something like that, and they're not the quietest places or the safest places, and these are pretty neat, quiet places, and you're helping people out. So anyway, that is it. I do have a referral, and I appreciate it if you're considering joining, that you would use our referral, and I will put it across the screen right here, and I will also put it as a link into the description here of this video. So if you would click on that, if you decide to join, you will get 15% off of these prices right down here that was posted. I think the $79 comes out to $71, and I forget what the $119 comes out to, but it comes out 15% less. So yeah, give it a shot, and like I said, try it out. Try it out for 3 months. They say. I'll go ahead and click on it here. Let's go see what it says. 3-month, 100% money back guarantee. They want you to be happy. It says, our goal is to create a vibrant community of satisfied members and hosts. They understand that their product may not be for everyone, and then not everyone may agree with their code of conduct, which we already went over. So if you've gotten this far, you've already seen what the code of conduct is. So to ensure members can be satisfied with what they bought, they're happy to offer a 3-month, 100% satisfaction guarantee, no questions asked. Just contact them within the first 3 months of your membership. They'll be happy to refund your membership dues within 3 months. Rest assured that they stand behind their product. So there you go. Try it out for 3 months. If you don't like it, get your money back. Can't go wrong with that. Don't know anybody else that gives a refund in that amount of time. That's pretty awesome. But anyway, go join Harvest Host. Use our referral code. We appreciate it. And we're hoping you're having a good RV season. Stay safe and have fun. And also be sure to like and subscribe. Subscribe to our channel. Like this video. Share this video. Share it to others that you think may enjoy it. And we'll talk to you later. Bye.